Chump Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And I got a question from a guy. He says he has a good friend that he's known for almost 10 years, and he said as soon as he got married, as soon as his friend got married, he doesn't see him very often, and it seems like he's not motivated to do very much outside of his wife and the family. And he said all the plans that they made together before he got married got thrown out the window. And every time he introduces his friend or to some new project that they might be working on, he always says, hey, I got to get back to you. And he always needs his wife to co-sign his decision. Oh, shit, man. That's pretty common, bro. Yeah. The reason why every guy has a friend or buddy that they probably been hanging out together for 5-10 years. They probably spend a lot of time together. They probably went to college together. And as soon as this guy gets married, shit, that's the end of that relationship. I mean, y'all might see each other from time to time, if ever. You know, I got some friends that got married. I haven't seen and heard from them in 3 years. And 9 times out of 10, when this happens, it's because of that silly ass woman he got up in that house with him. That's where the problem stems from. That's what it's all about. See, when these guys get married, these women, a lot of these women that they get married to are control freaks. And what happens is, she wants the world to revolve around her in the marriage. You know what I mean? See, she wants to do the least amount to get the most in return. Now, you would think it would be the opposite, but no. No, not a lot of these women are super control freaks. You know what I'm saying? And they really have the guy so confused. And the whole thing is manipulation. And one of the main reasons why you don't see him is because he's so busy doing some shit all the time. Because a lot of these women are very strategic. They always have the guy doing something. Even on his day off, he's doing something. Even if he doesn't know it. But when that day comes, she's going to be like, hey, could you take the baby to the doctor? Could you go to the PTA meetings? Could you do this? Could you do that? She's going to have something for him to do at all times. And she's going to have so much for him to do, he's not going to be able to do anything else. Not even the shit that he wants to do. And when she has a day off, what does she do in most cases? She'll go shopping, go hang out with her friends, or look at television on the couch. And it's pretty common, you know. And a lot of these women know, and they have a fear of letting their husbands around other guys that understand the game and that knows the game. Because they know if he talks to the wrong people for too long, that relationship is going downhill. Because a lot of these women look at it like this. The more freedom she takes from him, the more freedom she'll have. That's how they see it. You know? So the whole game is just a game of manipulation. And a lot of guys, by the time they catch on, it's 5-7 years already went by. And they already got kids together and they already accumulated all this shit together. And they start trying to work it out, work the differences out. Because he knows that she lied to him and misrepresented herself up front in the beginning, but he doesn't catch on until years later, in most cases. And if you go and try to say if you go and try to reach out to him, or maybe you might call the house if they have a landline, and you, I guess you might even try and stop by one day, 9 times out of 10, it won't be a warm welcome from her, because she doesn't really want you there in most cases. And it might not seem like it, because a lot of women, I think a lot of people in general today, they know how to put on a good face. They know how to put on a good act. You know what I'm saying? But if you stay around them long enough, they're going to show you who they are. Because people can't help when it comes to showing who they really are. They can't help it. Eventually, once they start talking, it's going to show. And that's going to really put things in perspective and show you where most of the inactivity of not seeing your friend comes from. That's where most of the problem stems from. It stems from his woman. And a lot of these guys, married guys, they want to be more ambitious, make more money, invest in the other forms of incomes. Maybe they want to leverage their income and do more. But a lot of times they can't do it because there's so much jealousy and envy and backlash from the wife, because most of these guys, they work on average two jobs on average. Most of these guys that I know personally, they have at least 2 jobs. They work a job on a weekday, and they work the second job on a weekend, right? So if he goes, so let's say you might introduce him to something that y'all can invest in together, right? And most of the time he's gonna say, hey, I gotta go and talk to my wife about it and see what she says. If he says that, 99% of the time the answer is gonna be no. 99% of the time you might not even hear from him again on what y'all was talking about. Because see, the woman wants to play everything safe. And the only change that's going to happen in that household, if she has anything to do with it, it's going to be based on her decision. She has the final decision because she wears the pants in the relationship. Because you got to keep in mind, see, the whole marriage is revolving around her. And as long as you keep working your job and working like a fucking slave, she doesn't really care. As long as the checks keep coming in, the bills being paid, because most of her money, she's saving most of her money. She's not spending most of the bills is being paid by the guys. So this is why a lot of guys, married guys that I know seem to be more ambitious, because they know that they have most of the burden, right? But at the same time, every time the guy tries to do something to make more money in the least amount of time, she knocks it down. She doesn't support it at all. And this is why a lot of married guys don't prosper, because you got to think about it. You might have a guy that before he got married, he was very ambitious, always, trying to prosper, very sociable, very likable person or whatever. And when he gets married, he can't do shit right. I mean, everything he touches, it just crumbles. Maybe his appearance is not even up to par anymore. Maybe he was in shape. Maybe he used to work out. But look at him now. Fat, sloppy, gray. He doesn't keep his hair cut. He doesn't carry himself the way he used to carry himself before he got married. And see, see, the average woman that have marriages like this, she doesn't think she has anything to do with it. She'll say, "Hey, I don't know what's going on with him. You know, he's just so angry all the time. You know, I don't know what to say. You know, because see, every woman that gets married, they truly believe that they're a good woman. You know, think about that for a second. I've never heard a woman that's married that said she wasn't a good woman. I've never heard it before. Now, that's not the case all the time, but the reason why she doesn't take responsibility for anything that happens with the guy in the relationship, or she doesn't take responsibility for anything that happens to her either in most cases, because she's trying to find somebody to blame, which is the husband in most cases. You know, so if you got a guy that's been so ambitious, that's a moneymaker, that's very likable and sociable, and as soon as he gets married, he do a 180, something's wrong with that. That's not, something's definitely wrong. You know, this ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you haven't heard from your buddy in a while. You know, because it's that silly ass woman he got in the house with him. She basically got him so confused, been manipulating him for years, for months, years. In most cases, it's going to be years. And he's going to be so busy being busy doing a bunch of bullshit that's not going to help him prosper, or the family prosper, or the kids prosper, or anybody prosper. Because the woman, his wife, wants things to stay the way it is. And the only person that's going to benefit is her. Because she doesn't care about no family or anybody else but herself at the end of the day. So, this is why if you get married or you get involved in any long-term relationship, or you move in, well, I shouldn't say move in with a woman, but if you choose to move together with a woman, let it be on your own terms. Otherwise, you're probably going to get burned like a lot of guys do. So if you like what you heard, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationship.com, and join my Players Club by clicking the link below, and get my books by clicking the links below. So until next time, I'm out.